Hello everyone and welcome back to Children's Church Online. My name is Jenny and I'm the children's pastor here at Bryanston Methodist Church. I hope you guys have had a fantastic week and I think next week is going to be a very, very good week for you guys. Yes, because it is Holiday Club and I hope you guys are getting ready to come. Remember, it's all week long, from Monday to Friday, from 8 in the morning to 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's free of charge. So you can bring your friends, your siblings, your neighbors, your cousins, you can bring anybody. So if you want a little bit more information, here is the poster. Awesome. So here at Bryanston, we love our friends. And one way we show this love is through singing happy birthday. So if you had a birthday this past week or today, I wish you a happy, happy birthday and I hope you got spoiled rotten. So now let's sing happy birthday to our friends.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday. The sun will shine, the flowers bloom, the birds will sing a song for you. Happy birthday to you.
Alright, let's begin by opening in a word of prayer. So, as normal, let's say the Lord's Prayer. Hands together, eyes closed, and let's say it together. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Awesome stuff. Let's jump straight in and let's start dancing.
I know you like it, get it all off. Get it all off. I know you like it.
now that our bodies are much warmer, I think now is a good time to sing a worship song to God. Alright everybody, we're about to start our lesson. So if you need a sip of water or a snack, especially after all that dancing and worshipping, go get it right now. Well, first pause the video, go get it and come straight back. Okay, so today we are looking at the word courage. So courage is just another word for being brave. Courage means you can stand up to fear and face it. To have courage doesn't mean that you're not scared, but rather that you can take action even when you are frightened. So let's think about a firefighter. When they get called out to a fire, they probably get a little bit scared before they get there. Because fires are scary and really unpredictable. And there's a really big chance that they could get hurt. But they still have to run into that burning building in order to control the fire. They have to have courage to face the fear and to do what it needs to be done. It's the same with us. When we are afraid of going to a new school or trying out for a new team, we have to be brave and courageous too. But the good news is, we don't have to do it alone. God will help us to have the courage to face our fears. In fact, David wrote a psalm about this in the Bible, and it talked about how to be courageous. So he was on the run from bad people when he learned how to trust God. So remember back in term 1, we learned all about David and how he was on the run and then he became king and all of that stuff. It's the same guy. Okay. So this is what David did. And it's what we should do too. When he was afraid, he remembered that God was his light. God would show him the way to go. He prayed a lot and he asked God for help and was patient and waited for God to give him the strength that he needed. Okay, so I have a story for us coming up now, and it's all about anxiety. So let's watch it together.
Reading Pioneers is proud to present I Am Stronger Than Anxiety, written by Elizabeth Cole. It was a sunny weekend. Time for some fun. Nick's dad planned a camping trip with his son. Nick was excited to spend the day with Dad, but then he thought of all the worries he had. How will I sleep without my favorite toys? How will I sleep if the thunder makes noise? What if I see monsters hiding in the trees? What if I get stung by a hard-working bee? Nick's hands started to sweat, and his mouth felt dry. He was so upset that he could start to cry. His whole world felt like it was turning inside out. He was feeling anxious. There was no doubt. During the drive to the mountains, Nick didn't talk. Dad set up the tent while Nick went for a walk. Still worried, Nick wandered and looked all around. He saw a raccoon writing a note on the ground. "Hey there, what are you writing?" Little Nick asked. The raccoon replied, but kept scribbling fast. "I moved to a new den where the forest ends. I was afraid I wouldn't make any new friends. So I write down my worries here on a note, and then throw away everything that I wrote." Nick took some paper and wrote his worries too. He scribbled them fast until he was through. Nick and the raccoon tossed their notes away. "I feel so much better now, I have to say." Nick thanked the raccoon and continued his walk. Then he heard someone singing behind a big rock. It was a moose with funny antlers on his head. "Hello, that's a beautiful song," Little Nick said. The moose said, "I am nervous before my football game. When I have to go to the dentist, I feel the same. So whenever I'm nervous, I sing this song. It helps me feel better. It helps me feel strong." The moose taught Nick the words, and he sang along. They walked through the woods, singing this song. "Worries, oh worries, I will beat you all, whether you are big or many that are small. I am fearless and I am brave too. Anxiety, I am stronger than you." Nick left the moose and saw someone new for a chat. It was a brown bear, stretching out on a mat. The bear looked funny, wearing a toga. Come and join me. I'm doing yoga. I'm trying to relax before the school play. I'm scared and don't want my anxiety to stay. Little Nick stood up tall next to the bear. He took a deep breath of fresh forest air. Together, they stretched their legs and their backs. They reached arms to the sky, then stretched their necks. After all the techniques little Nick had used, he no longer felt nervous, scared, and confused. Nick told his dad about his unusual day and how all his anxiety had flown away. His dad smiled slightly and then gently said, It's normal to have worries bothering your head. Stress and anxiety a lot of trouble can bring. Knowing how to deal with them is the most important thing. Nick was glad to share his thoughts with his dad and to tell him about all the worries he'd had. The rest of their trip was relaxing and fun. I'm stronger than anxiety, Nick said, and I won.
Okay, so this story, we met a little boy named Nick who was really worried about going on a camping trip with his dad. And we saw that he went for a walk and he met some new friends, and they showed him ways of coping with their worries or anxieties. Did you notice how nobody laughed at him and nobody judged him? They simply invited Nick to do what they do to calm down. So when you are worried about some things and you know you need to be brave and to be courageous, but it's really scary and it's really hard and you're really worried, you can do some of the things that Nick did as well. So we know that Nick met his first friend and he showed him that he could write down his fears. And so Nick wrote them down. But some of us are rather little. So if you are a bit little and you don't know how to write yet, you could always draw what's making you worried. Okay. Then Nick met a moose and he learned a song to help him overcome his worries. It made him feel brave and courageous, and the worry seemed a little bit smaller. He then met another friend who showed him some stretches, and stretching your body is actually really good for you. It helps you calm down so quickly. You should try it. And he also spoke to his dad about what was bothering him. So we must remember that when there's something on our heart and it's making us sad, we can go to somebody that we trust and talk to them. One thing this book forgot to talk about was that Nick could have prayed to God. You can pray to God just like David did when you are worried, and ask God to be with you, to comfort you, and to lead you. God will never let you do things alone. So there are some things I would like you to remember from this lesson. Number 1. There is no need to fear if the Lord is your light. And that is from Psalms 27, verse 1. And we know Psalms is in the Old Testament. And the Old Testament is found at the front of the Bible. The second thing is that God invites us to talk to Him whenever we are afraid. So that means we can pray to God at any time of the day. Anywhere we are, we can pray to God. Okay. And the last thing is the key to courage is waiting for God to show up. And now let's end today's lesson with our memory verse. And our memory verse comes from Psalms 27, verse 14. Remember, the book of Psalms is in the Old Testament and it's found in the beginning of the Bible. And it says this: "Wait patiently for the Lord. Be brave and courageous." And that, my friends, is our lesson for today. I hope you learned something new about courage and how to be courageous. I hope you also learned that it's okay to feel scared, but it shouldn't stop us from having a good time. I hope you guys have a safe and wonderful week ahead. Love you lots. Bye.
Say goodbye. I had so much fun, and you had so much fun. We all had so much fun, and now we say goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. See you again. Goodbye, goodbye. See you again. It's time to go home. It's time to go